now that I don't suck anymore. Let's recap where we were at yesterday. So just a quick recap of yesterday. So yesterday we did this. We said that is 0 degrees, and that was 90 degrees. That was 180 degrees, and this was 270. And I also know that this was 1 comma 0 and 0 comma 1. Look at this. The numbers stay the same. They just throw a negative in there, and the numbers stay the same here. We just threw a negative in there. That's all we did. And what we did yesterday is we did the sine and the cosine and the tangent because we knew the points. We remembered from yesterday that cosine of theta is always going to be our x coordinate, and sine theta is always going to be our y coordinate. And tangent, and this is where I blew it, I usually do sine first and then cosine, and I wrote it wrong on the chart, so I flipped this wrong. It is y over x, and it is sine over cosine. I blew that today. I won't today. I won't now. Okay, but that's not enough. That's not enough degrees. We need more than just 4 degrees. We need more than 0, 90, 180, and 270. We need lots more. We need tons more. We need like 12 more. So we're going to do that today, and we're going to do it in 2 steps. And you're going to see, again, for my people who are a little triggered from last year, taking it in 2 steps makes it so much easier. And so here we go. So here's what's happening here. Oh, I already kind of front loaded it. Like, come here, dude. I need you to move. Oh God, not that. Okay, so you're back. Okay, let's put this up. That was lovely. So here we go. We're doing 45s right now. So on the very top of your paper, you're going to somewhere write 45s. We're doing the 45s, right? We're going to add in things that are multiple of 45 degrees. So here's what we know. I'm not going to put all of this on here because it starts getting a little confusing and overwhelming, but let's put on a little bit that we want to know. So here's what we know a little bit. We know that this was 0 degrees. So, let's put them on the inside. That's going to make it a little bit easier. That was 0 degrees, and this is 45 degrees. That's our new spot that we have on there. We know up here was 190 degrees. What is that guy? I have a hard time. I have a block against him. Anyone know? 135. I don't know why he doesn't come easy to me. 135. I come on cruising down. I'm at 180. I cruise down a little bit more. Somehow or another, I don't have a problem with 225. I don't know why I don't, but 135 I do. I'm down to 270. I am good here. And right here, ooh, this is another toughie for me. That is 315. That is 315. So here's what we know. We need to get the points here. That's our goal, is to get what is this point right here, because that will give us our x and our y, so we can do sine and cosine and tangent. But I need to know that point. And all we know at this point is that this is 1. That is all we know. And you're thinking, I don't know, you're going to just make up numbers? You're going to make it like 7 and 12? Like, are you make it up? I'm not. You actually know what the answer is way back from geometry, but I'm going to have to remind you what it is. So watch what I'm doing here. Look at this little triangle. Oh, look, I'm so pleased I made this. I took time and I drew this last night. Like, he fits right here. That is actually this triangle just swished down. I made him bigger for your paper. And here's what I know about this little dude right here. I know that this guy is 45 degrees right here, right? 45. And I know that, I think Jason said it, that is a 45 also. So here's what I know. This is 45. This is 45. This is 1. I need to figure out what this guy and this guy are. You actually know how to do it. You don't like it, and you didn't like it in geometry, but we would take the hypotenuse and we would divide it by a magical number that went with 45, 45, 90 triangles. Does anyone remember what that stupid number was? Because it is stupid. It's a stupid number. It's got a root in it. Anyone remember what it is? It is root 2. And what a dumbass number. People will be like, why is it root 2? I'm like, shut up. It just is. right? So here's what it is. It's 1 over root 2. And you know what? It's this same thing here because they're the same size, 1 over root 2. But there's a problem, right? We can't have square roots in the denominator. So can you talk to your neighbors real quick and remind each other how to fix it if it's got a root in the denominator? That's that rationalizing thing where we need to bring it up to the top. Can you guys talk about that for a second? Yes, yeah, it is. It is. It's the same as root 2 over 2. Awesome. And what we do to one, we do to this guy too. So here's what I know. Here's what I know. Here's some crazy action here. That was all the math that we are going to do for this part of the triangle. Watch this. This guy right here, you know what he is? He's root 2 over 2. You know what that is? That's my x value. That's how many over I've gone. Stop shouting at him. It is Ron. It is. That is indeed Ron. So, well, okay, let's, oh, wait, on the count of 3, hi, Ron. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Ron. That was it. You guys suck. You're, oh, that's on the video. You're terrible people. That's all I want to say. Okay, we got root 2 over 2. Are we good? Now, how much up and down did we go? We went root 2 over 2 again. So guess what? Root 2 over 2 goes there. Now, here's where the magic happens. I don't want to do this math anymore. So guess what? There's a cool little pattern, and I'm going to show it to you right here. Watch this. Do y'all see how I've got this triangle right here? Guess what? I have that exact same triangle right over here. The exact same one. The only difference is instead of being positive root 2 over 2, it's going to be negative root 2 over 2. It's going to be negative root 2 over 2. So let's get our next point. Are you guys ready? Next point right here. Root 2 over 2 negative because I went negative direction and then I went up root 2 over 2. Do I have to do a bunch of math? I don't. I don't. Guess what? Every triangle has 4 reference angles. There's another one of these matcher triangles, and I'm going to show you where he is. It's right here. This time, I'm going to go over root 2 over 2 negative and down root 2 over 2. So can you please, I'm going to be quiet for a minute. Can you put what that point is? Thank you, Trevor. Trevor says be quiet to everybody. Thank you, Mr. Sapp. I'm going to get negative root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2. I am going to be quiet, and I'm going to ask you to figure out the last point right here, because guess what? There's one more triangle right there. How did we do? Did we do okay? So let's fill out our chart. Look, I tried to make them not janky charts, right? You guys need to help me because I'm going to have to scroll up, so I won't have my triangle, but you have your triangle. And these are the important pieces, right? This stuff, this math in here, that's for me. That's for me to teach you. But these are what you want, right? So here we go. Let's fill out our little chart. And I am going to go ahead. I'm going to do it red because it'll be pretty. And we're going to say our degrees comes first, and that's theta. And we're going to go cosine theta, that's our x. We're going to go sine theta, that's our y. Now we're going to be careful because this is where I blew it in my other class. Tan theta, y over x. So it goes this guy over this guy, right? We're going to be careful on that because I've already blown it once today. So we're not going to put every angle on there because it's going to make our table get too big. We're going to do that on Tuesday. but today let's just do our multiples of 45. So let's start with 45 degrees. Let's move up to look at it. Remember, cosine is the x coordinate, right? So it is going to be, because that's our adjacent side, that will be root 2 over 2. The sine will be our vertical y coordinate. So that's our opposite, root 2 over 2. Now, we got to do tangent, and it looks scarier than it is. Does 4 divided by 4 freak anyone out? No, it's just 1. Does 0.25 over 0.25 freak anyone out? No, it's just 1. Yeah, root 2 over root 2 over 2 over root 2 over 2. Guess what it's going to be? Just 1. They kind of cancel each other out. So we're just going to get 1 there. We're not going to flip out on that. Okay, let me move this dude up. Come here, you. Oh, I want to move you. I'm going to put you up there, dude. Okay, so here we go. How about you doing 135 on your own? Are you ready? 135. 135. Now, I'm not going to lie. 135 has a few minor changes. Got some negatives in there, and that will affect your tangent. It won't change the number of tangents. It will just tell you whether it's positive or negative. Because if I got a negative 4 over 4, it's negative 1. So here we go. You guys ready? Hopefully you're doing it ahead of me. I'm going to say on this one, there he is. He's negative root 2 over 2. He's positive root 2 over 2. And you know what that makes? Negative 1. They still cancel, but I got a negative in there. Heading down to 225. 225. We're going to get everything, a lot of negatives, but that's going to do something to our tangent. So we got negative root 2 over 2. We got negative root 2 over 2, but a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so it's going to be positive 1. Look at a little pattern there. Positive, negative, positive. I'm going to tell you without even doing any work, it's going to be negative here at old 315. Everything's a pattern. So I got 2 negatives. I'm going to have a positive here. 2 positives. I'm going to have 2 negatives. There you go. Yes, are we good? Everyone's got it? Liam, you got it written out? Okay. Okay, because we're going on. Okay, that's 45. That's our first roll. We're going to do the next ones, and the next ones are a little bit trickier because we got a few more of them to do. So that's 45s. The next one we're going to do is the 30s/60s, but we're going to do it in 2 steps. We're going to do it in 2 steps. So the first thing I would like everyone to do is let's throw on our degrees. Now, I want you to notice, I pulled off the 45s. The 45s in real life would live right about here, right? But look how overwhelming that starts looking. That's enough to make you want to cry. So I pulled those off, right? So we're not going to worry about those till tomorrow, till Tuesday. So let's start with our degrees. You guys ready? Let's start with our first degree. We're going to go 0 here, 30 here. Oops, not 36, 30, 60 there, 90 there. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let you do the rest of the triangle. 30, 60, 90. Just keep adding 30 all the way around. Yep. 240, 270, 20 pants. Oh, I forgot 210. I always forget 210. I love me some 300 and 330. I love those. Okay. Now we're going to do this in 2 steps. You are going to leave it this way, and you are just going to put the angles on. You're going to watch me and help me with the math, but you're not going to have to mess up your circle. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do just the 30s to begin. So I'm going to take off all of these guys because we're going to deal with them later on. And let me tell you why I did that. You're like, but why did you take off some and not others? And I want you to watch this again. Let's talk about the fact that this is our reference angle, right? You see him right here. Look, here's his partner over here. Here's his partner over here. It makes a little butterfly situation. Here's his partner over here. So we're going to start with 30, 150, 210, and 330. Thanks. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with this guy. And you're like, Miss T, all I know is that goofy one. That's all I got is that one. And I'm going to tell you, you have a lot more than you think you do. So here he is. Jace, don't talk over me for a few minutes. So there he is. I that was a big deal for me to make that last night. Be impressed. So I'm going to pull this guy off again. And I am going to say, oh, not you. Never you. Still not you. Oh my God, he won't. Now the circle's moving. You think that's it? No. There he is. There he is. Okay, there he is. I'm going to put that back. Yeah, put that back. Okay, here he is. He's on your paper. He is a triangle that you did not like in geometry, but you did it already. He is 30 right here. He is 60 right here. That is 1. Now, the good news on him is he doesn't have as much crazy flipping things around. So I don't know if you remember to go to the hypotenuse to the short leg. There was only one of these stupid triangles that had a nice number attached to it. It didn't have a root. It was just this nice normal number. Does anyone remember what that normal number was? Do you remember? It's divide by 2 because I'm taking the long side, which is the hypotenuse, and I'm making it shorter. So I'm going to divide it. And the number was just plain old 2. Like it was like, why? Why was that there? I had a friend, and he was Norwegian, and his name was Arnfinn, which is an unusual name, and his brother's name was Ragnar, and then he had a little sister. Her name was Susan, and it's like, why? Why did she get the like it was like all these like full-on Norwegian names, and then it was like, and then Susan. So that's why I felt like this guy. 1/2. There we go. That's like the normal guy. Now we need this guy. And this guy is back to the weird numbers. It's another root. Do you remember what it is? Root 3. Right. And you know what? He just gets stacked on top. We just multiply him. So look, we don't even have to worry about any weird messing around. Okay. So Jackson, I'm not going to go through this twice. So you really need to follow since you didn't see it in Algebra 2, right? So here's what I know. Are you guys ready? This is root 3 over 2. And this is 1/2. So let's put our point on there. Are you ready to do that? The x coordinate, root 3 over 2, and the y coordinate, 1/2. Are we good? Now, I think you guys are ready for me to walk away and walk around for you to get all the other points. Remember, all that happens here, the numbers stay the same. We just change the signs a little bit, right? So I'll give you a little start off. This becomes negative root 3 over 2 and 1/2. So can you please, with your table mates, I'm going to walk around, give me the next 3 points. Because now you see the pattern, right? Now you see the pattern. So we're going to this guy. And you see how he was positive, and now he's negative. He's going to move over. So remember when we did 30, 60, 90 triangles in geometry? You don't have to tell me I remember how to do it. They were just these weird ones where it was like, oh, you multiply by 2 or you multiply by root 3. It's just a number that some weirdo guy Pythagoras a million years ago discovered, and that, so we just memorize it. Yeah, there's no, it doesn't, we kind of literally pull it out of our ass, to be truthful. Yeah, pretty good. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Negative root 3 over 2.5. Both negative, negative root 3 over 2 and negative a half. And finally, we're back in the positive land, positive root 3 over 2 and down negative a half. So let's do this. Let's, while we're here, let's maybe, do we want to keep going or do we want to start filling out our chart? Chart? Want to do the chart? Okay, so here's what we got. We got our chart over here. But we're not going to put in, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to do 30, not, why 60 every time? 30, 60, 120. I'm skipping the 90, right? 150, 210, 240, skipping 270, 300, and 330. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do the ones that we know. Are we ready? So remember, cosine is our x, sine is our y. We're going to have to be careful. Tangent is the only weirdo. Tangent is weird today. This is where I blew it in the first period. So let's see if I can not blow it. Deep breath in, Miss T. You got this. So let's start with sine. Are we ready? So the x value, root 3 over 2. That is cosine. Thank you. That was cosine. I wrote it in the right place. God, that one I'll take. I'll take that little mess up there. I'm trying my best here. Sine is going to be 1/2. Now, tangent's going to be weird. I need everybody to watch tangent. We only have to do this math once, because once we figure it out once, we just use it over and over again. So this one's going to be a little weird. It is 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2. Now here's the deal. This is that thing. You have two ways to look at it. You either do that twirly flip and the 2's are going to cancel, or right now you can just say, Miss T, can I just cancel these 2's? And you can. So here's what I get. 1 over root 3. But I can't have the stupid root 3 on the bottom. Jace is on fire. He did this action. And he got root 3 over 3. So awesome. So awesome. So here's what. Once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. All that's going to happen is it's just going to change its signs, right? So we're good. So let's now dive down to, I think our next one was 150. We're all the way down to 150. We're going to skip these guys. We'll do them in a minute. So remember, on this one, it looks like that's negative. That's positive, which means this guy will be negative. Negative, nicely done. Wow, I can't believe I didn't mess this up today. We're going to jump all the way down to 110, 210. Ooh, everything's negative. Negative root 3 over 2, negative 1/2. We're still going to get root 3 over 3, but the two negatives, positive. Love having you back in the front, my girl. And finally, we're back to 330. First guy, positive. Second guy, negative, which means it will be a negative root 3. So far, so good. We're almost done. We're at the last piece of the whole unit circle. So for all of my friends who are like, oh, I hate the unit circle, you've almost done and no one's crying. See, you're so awesome. Do you mind? I know that some Emma's like, maybe I'm crying a little bit. Do you mind if I erase because it looks a little messy? Is that okay? You guys good? So I'm going to do a lot of erasing. Here we go. This is all going away. Because otherwise it just gets too crazy for me up here. Lots of erasing. There we go. So pretty. Okay, here we go. Let me get rid of this dude. Get out of here. Oh, well, this is the dude I need, huh? Okay, let's put on our degrees that we're doing. Here's what's left. We only got a little bit left. We got 60. We got 120. We got 240. We got 300. Why am I only doing those? Here's why. Here comes our reference angle, our pretty little butterfly wing thing. There he is. There he is again. There he is again. And there he is the last time. Okay. Do we know anything? We do. We've actually already done all the math. There's almost no math to do. Here's why. My triangle is right here. He's going to slip right into there. Okay, I was off a little bit. Don't judge me. Just a bit. So guess what? It's another 30, 60, but all he did, of course, that's not good. I'm not going to move him again. There he is. All we did is flip him on his side. So we know all of his parts already. We know this is 1. We know this is 1/2. And we know this is √3/2. So we know this is 1. This is 1/2. This is √3/2. I am now going to be quiet, and I'm going to see if you, with your table mates, can get all the points. Give it a try. And you've done it. You've built it yourself. You didn't even just like memorize it. You built it. Put the rest of your points on. Yep, yep. They do. They just flip. And to be honest, if you look at your 30 and your 60, look what happens. The X and the Y's just flip places. Do you notice that? So instead of being √3, 1/2, now it is 1/2, √3/2. See, it's like crazy with patterns, right? So put on the rest of your points, and I will put them on as well. There we go. 1/2 √3/2. Coming over here, -1/2 √3/2. Coming down here, -1/2 √3/2. And finally, the last one, +1/2 √3/2. Phew, so far, so good. We're almost home, and the good news is the math from the rest of it, so easy. We have no more crazy math. So let's start off with 60. Are you ready? To get the sign, we're going to say 1/2. To get, the cosine, we're going to say 1/2. To get the sign, we're going to say √3/2. And if you're like, but Miss T, we have to do that divide thing again. Watch how nice it is. I got too much stuff up here. I'm going to do it right here. It's super nice. It is √3/2 over 1/2. I'm going to cancel the 2's. It's just √3/1, or guess what? √3. No, just 1. So just √3. Fill out the rest of your chart. Watch your positive and negatives, right? They flip-flop. Yes. Did I do something wrong? Please, God, no. Am I good? Yay, I did it. I didn't mess up. How's it looking? Does it look okay? Yours look like mine? Mine look like yours? Mine look right? Again, when I messed up in the other peers, they're like, it doesn't look right. I'm like, shut up. Don't judge me. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.